and today the timing, everything is beyond. Is beyond. This is something like literally that has been prophesied 120 years ago, to the day. You couldn't make it up. But he said that the Isis Sophia Mythos had to be relived, adapted to our times, because it's important for the evolution of humanity. And with this, on this day, the 100-year anniversary of the passing of the man who said that, with the Church of Isis Sophia arriving in Ireland, leaving from Ibiza with nothing but a stick, a sign and hopes, this is like, this is the Isis Sophia Mythos, relived, adapted to our times. And that's kind of what comes with the story of the chalice. The chalice of the Divine Feminine, of somebody dedicating his life to the Divine Feminine, and then by this getting connected with all the other people on the same mission. You couldn't make this up, guys. Like, Gibby said, did we meet in that yurt for the first time? No, we met before.
We met at the tour, I think, drumming.
Yeah.
Drumming and whistling, yeah.
But when you just reminded me that, like, that thing with the church, already put it on. But now, with the platform, and then this that I built before I let go, and yeah, that's proper. It's like beyond comprehension how all this kind of worked out for us to be here, even with the weather.
I know, it started to rain and it felt cold, but then it kind of warmed up. It was weird.
Yeah, there was cold and heat, and heat. Yeah.
Like, it feels quite mild now, but it felt like I went and got you a blanket because it felt like it was getting cold.
Yeah, now it's proper mild.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
We got cloud cover now. We did get a little patches.
What was your experience?
Oh, I just love the vibration of the timber.
Yeah.
I would be very heady, so anything that is kind of core, you know, the drums, everything kind of, it resonates through me.
Yeah.
I find it very grounding.
Yeah.
So I love that sensation.
Have you had a gong bath?
Oh yeah, I love the sound baths. Yeah, I love the
That'd
sound
be your
baths.
thing, right?
D
Yeah.
O'Connor's.
Yeah.
Have you met D?
No.
Oh, D is around Kilross, Arla. So she does the sound baths. She's very good. She really is. Yeah, I love the sound baths.
Yes, basically I'm gonna put this whole thing, how this came here, or basically what we're doing here. I'm gonna do a little write up. And then there's also, I think I told you about this clay that manifested today. Look, somebody made those icons of her.
Oh, where did that come out of?
And can you see them? Not
I
really.
saw them earlier on.
Yeah. There's one that's in color, that's made from her.
Okay.
And one of them was given, I gave one of them to the Bishop of Bath and Wells in St. John's Church. And the day after that, they found some clay that had been in St. John's Church that's been there for 4 years. And they gave me that clay to create those icons, basically.
Okay.
And then people can come and meditate. And I've got this clay that was stored in the Church of St. John the Baptist for 4 years, witnessing, carrying all the energies. That's the second kind of divine feminine intercession, and the last one from St. John's. For all I heard, Gibby, remember the church? Remember the Holy Mother Mary statue? Somebody told me it's gone. Oh yeah, I told you already. That's very strange. Yeah, so basically out of this God-given clay, that's my mission. That's what I've come here to do in Ireland. Because it's all about, well, bring them, taking back what the crown stole, basically, the
Of
magic.
course, yeah.
And we do that by magic, by divinely guided magic.
What you call incorruptible magic.
Yeah, exactly. The magic that puts love before the wand.
Yeah.
And as part of this magic, I was given this clay, so I've got 12.5 kilos of clay, which will be turned into these icons of Isis Sophia, the wisdom of God, the return of the divine feminine to the land of scholars and saints. And people will tune in, listening to the same vibrations at the same time. I've got oil that runs through the flames, and that's kind of black. And with this oil, I anointed those icons. And yeah, no, this one is for you.
Oh, fantastic. I was just going to ask you, could I just hold one?
It's
And
yours.
I was looking at them earlier on.
It's yours. Hang on. And let me, hang on. Look, may I anoint the icon?
Yeah, of course.
And may I anoint you as well while I'm at it? This is so
It's
beautiful.
funny, St. John the Baptist has come up quite a few times for me.
You said you had a connection. What's
Yeah, and I haven't delved into it yet, but it's kind of again, it's more the coincidence, like.
There are no coincidences.
that? Why is it coming up?
Look, hang on. Just a quick one. Just can we, like, just Isis Sophia, wisdom of God, may have miracles. Light up your world.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
And this carries the energies of this moment with you forever. And there will be literally, for all I know, there will be plenty of them all around the world. I was given altogether 36 kilo of clay
Oh, lovely.
that I will turn into these icons in combination with the ceremonies.
Fantastic. Yeah, beautiful.
And this is the return, basically. So beautiful. What a fairy tale. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beyond. And did you see the lights on the floor that comes through the holes?
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see anything.
Must be your side.
Yeah, it is my side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
Did
like a
you-
crown.
did
I
you
see it,
bring-
yeah.
I actually thought that you brought the boombox closer to us. Did you?
No.
It felt like it was just there.
I was standing there playing drum for a while.
I know you were standing there playing the drum, but I felt before that you actually took it from there and just laid it down here beside me. I thought she said she needs a right blast of it.
She needs a big beat.
A right blast of it. Yeah.
But it's like, it's all only frequencies and vibrations. And all of the sounds that you heard were extracted out of recordings when that picture with that comet was taken.
Okay. Okay.
So this hour and a half, like I spent weeks on the computer, like looking for the right pitch. Like it was that these were my orders. Out of these 14 minutes, I had to extract those vibrations. And
You said there were sevens.
huh?
Did you mention seven a lot?
7 different rhythms.
Seven. You mentioned even the vibrations had a lot to do with seven.
Yeah, it's all about 7.
It's
I've got
funny,
like
my number is 7.
yeah,
I love it, yeah.
I'm like on my like 7K. That's the sign that represents
Yeah.
like an oil lamp with 7 flames, 7 Krusel. So 7K, and then this oil lamp with 7 flames manifested, and then 7 rhythms with the 7 solfeggio frequencies extracted out of this one track that was recorded at that moment.
And the Thor. The Thor.
Yeah. And what we heard just now, I played that in churches in Glastonbury with the bass speaker in the pulpit.
Oh,
The whole church vibrates, the soundscapes that come out of that.
yeah.
It's beyond.
Yeah.
Like literally.
You were in there till midnight, and
Huh?
then the next day we went in there, and they went strictly no ceremony in here. We were like, we should have been in here last night.
Oh, did they know
There they let us
that,
in there.
that's what's going on?
Well, kind of. When I did this for the first time in there 2.5 years ago, they banned me from performing in churches.
Yeah, you mentioned that now. And how come they left you back in again?
Well, because of the divine feminine interventions, like there comes a point when they can't go like, oh, I don't know. I literally, I've got no idea how they let me back in again.
Yeah,
By
I get you.
magic, to do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But then they even went like, because normally there's always somebody there from the church, like St. John's Church. That's like, they apparently they put the prices up to 2.5 grand for the evening.
What
But
do you mean for?
to rent the church for
Oh.
people like when medieval babes or those people come on tour, like they rent St. John's, and that's 2.5 grand, please.
So they choose only certain. They
They
don't leave everyone.
they are very selective with that.
Okay.
But like
what did they base the selection on?
since well, I don't know.
Did
No,
they like the look of you?
they
Yeah.
don't
2.5 years?
they don't have many concerts in there essentially.
Okay, I see.
But like, so I was banned, and then like there was something going on with the statue in there where my sign fits in at the feet, something that the priest called an intercession by the Holy Mother. And I'm like, okay, but still banned. And then I had to have another talk, and like, but there were plenty of things happening. And with this ceremony, like with these flames, I carried them on all the parades in Glastonbury with the Unity
right.
flame.
Yeah.
I even on Remembrance Sunday I went into St. John's Church with this, what at that moment represented the Grail, and being a German at a remembrance service where like all the soldiers that were killed, I nearly fainted in the center, like when I waited for the priest to pick it up, I nearly fainted. And then when I received it back, and I know that this carries the ashes of the magical powers of the empire because of what Holy Thorn burned on there. And then I got it back and I held it in my hand and I stepped in St. John's and they were singing God Save the King. And I'm like, not so sure about that. But it's all good. They're all playing their part.
Yeah.
And because I was like, the priest who's there, it was his first gig when I did the first one in there, and he's leaving now. And I was just sitting in the porch with the woman who made those icons, and the church was closed, and I say, oh, I think I should ask Father Kieran if like the last gig, if they let me do the St.Michael's Tower operations in here again. And 30 seconds later, the door opens, like it was locked. The door opens and Father Kieran comes out. And then I asked him, and he said, oh, I can't make this decision. You know, you're banned.
Oh, nice, yes.
And he's like, this and that has to make that decision. And then I talked to Matthew, and they all kind of, I don't know, on the day when the bishop lit and blessed those flames and received those icons, it was on that day that I was let back into St. John's. But that happened in the morning. That's when I received the email that I can choose a date. But I didn't check the email until like a week later. But on that morning at 8:30, I received the email. I'm allowed back in. And then later I met the bishop. He lit the flames with the end of the and it's all been like beyond. It's a fairy tale. It's literally a fairy tale. But with this fairy tale, it's basically the same forces in charge with like Joseph Armathea in charge of the Divine Feminine to build a church dedicated to the Holy Mother. Same. Not really different, but this time the church that I was told to build is this, and I've got like holy thought, vibrations, and everything. This is, yeah, it's really, really beautiful. And to have like a story where that kind of in 3D reality kind of shows how someone actually
Manifests.
took those energies and ends up in St. John's Church. Like literally, they said, oh well, You know, nobody's got time to be with you. There's somebody looking up for you, opening up for you, and somebody looking up. The 3 hours in between, you can do whatever you want.
Go away.
And I'm like, what? Little did they know.
Yeah.
But I don't think they will let me back in there again.
Oh,
And
do
You
you
know,
reckon
imagine
that?
in a church now, and you've got quite a few women there with fantastic, really sort of chilling and you know, like the voices, and it was
Yeah.
echoing around the church, and really harrowing at times, wasn't it? You know, like somebody would be in a corner and their voice would be sort of circulating, and then somebody else would be. It was really magical, wasn't it?
the soundscapes that
Yeah.
came out of that. And then I had like a UV light. Oh, wow. I'm going to get the UV light up. You're going to have to see her in the UV light. This is... Well, yeah, because like in the church, so the church, she lit up with the UV light and the Grail and like the whole shrine. And then afterwards, I gave some of those icons away. And I like I just did with you, but I had a little bit more oil, and the oil that, like, it's a sacred oil because it went through the flames, it carries all the magic, and I anointed the icons, and then when I put the oil, the black oil on their forehead, in the UV light, it shone bright yellow.
Go away.
And these are things I will never,
Yeah.
ever forget. In St. John the Baptist Church in Glastonbury, the cradle of Christianity, with all the bones of the saints, they were rattled with that stuff. Like what we do is, it's a bit like geomantic exorcism.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Negating. Yeah. Yeah. Is this icon is Isis Sophia?
Isis Sophia.
Okay. And Isis.
Isis
It's a Mother
Sophia.
Mary energy, isn't it?
It's everything. It's like,
Yeah.
this is where it started. It's the
Yeah.
wisdom of God, the divine feminine, the wisdom of
Yeah,
God.
Isis
It's
Sophia.
one of 1,000 names.
Ah, yes, I
But
understand.
as
Sophia is like the feminine Christ energy. You know?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, the divine. Yeah.
as how
Feminine
sh-
as Christ,
as how
yeah.
she looks in this apparition, and the story that comes with her looking in this apparition, her name is Isis Sophia.
Okay, all right.
Because
I hear you.
Rudolf Steiner talked about her, like, he literally wrote a poem about about what happened right now and brought to an end. This is like,
Okay, the prophesizing.
well, like, so basically, bear in mind, so I left, when I went on this vision quest in 2004, I was doing percussion in the clubs on Ibiza, and I played in 2 clubs. One was called Lucifer, and the other one was called Space.
Lovely.
But the other one was called Space.
Space.
Yeah, world's best club back then. And then,
Well, it was called Lucifer.
yeah, not
What's
necessarily.
Lucifer?
Um,
Like Lucifer wasn't always the Lucifer we know now.
No, but it was proper. They had a proper flipping devil statue there,
yes.
and the
Right,
owner was
okay.
a cokehead, and
The bringer of the
I
light,
put
the
my
morning star,
drum kit
Okay.
in front of it and lit loads of incense.
Mm.
And one day the owner came and poured a drink over my incense, and the next day he got a heart attack.
Oh, shucks. Did he survive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
all right. Yeah, so basically I played in those 2 clubs, and then with all the revelations, and then I was told to let go of that life. And then Rudolf Steiner, the poem that he wrote, it goes something like, it comes at the end of a whole speech where he says why the Isis Sophia Mythos needs to be relived, adapted to our times.
Of course, yeah.
And it goes something like, Isis Sophia, wisdom of God, Lucifer has slain her, and on the forces of the world took her into space. Christ will, working through man, will bring her back into the hearts of humanity, will wrest her from the arms of Lucifer and bring her back into the hearts of humanity.
Yeah.
Isis Sophia, wisdom of God. So in this poem that he wrote, like, at the end of this mythos kind of explanation, he then, in this poem, he says what I did, well, basically bringing the divine feminine back into the hearts with the stone hearts and everything. And he mentions the two clubs where I played, Space and Lucifer.
But
And he said that 120 years ago.
I saw the two club. Oh, go away.
And just like this is kind of the most key kind of this prophecy, this poem that he wrote together with the mythos, and me saying, actually guys, this is what I did here. Look, I played in those two clubs. And he says, taking her into space, and Christ will, working through man, will wrest her from the arms of Lucifer.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And when I rest her during my vision quest, I invited Lucifer in, like, well, the forces that keep humanity from evolving
Yeah.
came into my temple after day 7. I saw the spirit moving in the smoke,
Okay.
because I had so much incense burning, and I had some color pigments with oil, and I splashed it against the wall, and where that spirit was, it didn't hit the wall,
Okay.
but it hit her. So I'm going to bring the UV light up, and then you have a look, and the color that you see on there bears witness to the moment when I wrested Isis Sophia from the hands of Lucifer. He even left a footprint in the concrete.